Hi, my name's Andy and today we're in New Zealand and we're taking a bit of a bike ride. I'd like to take this opportunity to talk about these bikes that we have, these bikes that we use for touring, and they are folding bikes and we have ridden them in France, Germany, we've been in England, and I've also ridden around Japan on my bike here. So I have done one bike video before and by popular demand I'd like to do another one and show you a few of the things that I've changed on the bike since my first video, and some of the things that we are going to change and repair and replace for the next trip. So this bike here, I bought it in Japan, and if you've seen my previous videos you'll know when I bought it. I went across the city, I bought it off Craigslist. It cost me 10,000 yen, which is about $100. It looked a lot different. When I first had it, it had mud guards on it. It didn't have a rear carrier, and it had sort of road tires, and it had a different seat on it. It looked quite a lot different. So since then, I've picked up this carrier. I did have a larger old carrier that I picked up in Japan. This one I got in France. I have taken off the mud guards. The tires have been replaced a couple of times. They've just done so many thousand kilometers. These ones I got from Decathlon in somewhere in France. They're really decent tires. The issue that I'm having with the bike at the moment is that after having so much gear on there, having all the bags and everything on the carrier while we're traveling, and just normal wear and tear, the rear wheel is kind of buckled. The front one's pretty much fine. Some of the things that I want to replace on this bike or repair before the next trip is the chain. So I'd like to do the chain and the derailleur at the same time, because that's done maybe 5,000 kilometers. It's a good derailleur. It's a good outfit here with all the gears on the outside. It can be easily repaired when you're on the road, and that's why I got this kind, picked a bike with this kind of gear on it. The other thing that I'd like to repair or replace is obviously the back wheel. If I can repair it, I'll repair it, otherwise I'll just replace it. Because this is a 20-inch folding bike, you can get a bunch of different spare parts of other bikes, and generally that's what we do. We just buy another bike for like $20 and just cannibalize it, take all the little screws and things and carriers and whatnot, tires obviously, wheels, and repair the bikes. So moving on to this bike. This bike was bought online when we were in London, and it's from an online store that operated out of Czech Republic, and I think it cost £80. Yeah, £80, and it was delivered to the door in London. And again, it looked a hell of a lot different when it arrived. It had mud guards on it, it had a different seat, it had different handlebars. So we did have, if you've seen the previous videos where we have problems with the bike in Luxembourg, that was because the previous handlebar that was on this bike actually sheared off, the metal broke, and I had to find a welding store to get it welded. So that's definitely a benefit of having a steel frame bike, is that you can get it repaired on the fly on the road. But these have been replaced with this kind of handlebar outfit here, which we got off another folding bike that we bought for like $20 at the dump shop. Other things that went wrong on this bike, I think when it arrived it was missing a pedal, and I was able to go to a bike store, and I think I was in Hackney in London, and the guy actually gave me a set of pedals for free. But that's something that we'll replace. Maybe we'll put on some new pedals on this bike. Something that you'll see is missing as well is the carrier. It's missing the front carrier. If you look at that one, it's got quite a neat carrier on there, It's very useful if you're touring and you want to put your bags, your backpack especially, on there. So we need one for this bike. Just makes things a lot easier. And one thing that we usually do is we put a backpack on the front, and on the back put maybe one of those fabric shopping bags, or the tent, or whatever we're carrying, usually heavier stuff over the back carrier. So we're going to go really light this time on this trip with just a small backpack. The bikes obviously will pack down, and we use them, they fly on as our luggage on the aircraft. So the IATA, that's the International Air Transport Association regulations, usually give you 23 kilos of baggage allowance. If you can pack this down into the right dimensions, you don't have to pay extra, and that's one of the reasons that we prefer these folding bikes for touring. We can pop them on an aircraft and go anywhere in the world, and we don't have to pay any extra to carry the bicycle. Just one other thing about the folding bikes: if you're traveling through Europe or anywhere where there's trains, you can take these on the train. Usually it's pretty easy, and you don't have to pay any extra as well. You just fold it, and then you can take off a couple 100 kilometers off your journey if necessary. So that's another video about our folding bike setup for touring. And thanks for watching, and we'll be making more videos, so stay tuned for more.